The Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources has joined calls for an action plan and constitutional amendment to help eradicate gender-based violence, especially against women and children. Such acts have become predominant in rural areas where women and children lack basic needs, including water, schools, and toilet facilities. The ministry, during a stakeholder engagement in Kumasi, addressed issues of gender-based violence and sexual exploitation to develop an action plan to eradicate such acts while ensuring the arrest of perpetrators. There's more in this report.
In Ghana, women face risk of sexual violence, according to a report on domestic violence by the Institute of Development Studies 2016. An important feature of such incidents is the nature of the power relations created by parties, perpetrators and victims of this practice, and a context that draws them together. This has necessitated an action plan by the Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources to subdue such offences to facilitate inclusive delivery of water and sanitation services. Justice Gloria Mensah-Bonsu is in charge of the gender-based violence court at the Kumasi High Court. She underscores the need for an action plan and a constitutional amendment to curb such acts.
The law is that if there is an established defilement, the minimum punishment is 7 years imprisonment and the maximum is 25 years imprisonment, and it's a strict liability law. So there's no option of a fine. Therefore, why would we come to court for somebody to be sent to prison whilst we get nothing out of it? So they think that I think that looking at the cases so far and the challenges I have in prosecuting them, if the law is amended so that we have an option of a fine or compensation, not even that option standing alone, but in addition to a term of imprisonment.
Justice Mensah-Bonsu encouraged parents to report cases of GBV, sexual exploitation and sexual harassment to ensure perpetrators are brought to book.
I would advise parents, and I sympathize with them because I know that because of stigmatization and all that, it's very difficult. But when it happens, it has happened, and it has a long-term trauma effect on your child. Long-term, because right now you may not know, but the person may not want to be married or will have issues relating very well with the partner. So they should try as much as possible to allow the law to take its course, so that the perpetrators will be brought to book.
Project lead for the ministry explained why it is putting up an action plan against the gender-based violence and its related offences.
One of the indicators that we are looking now is gender inclusivity, leaving no one behind principles and all that. And once you are bringing both women, men, girls, boys into development context, there are some populations that are vulnerable to gender-based violence and then sexual exploitation. So for us, providing service in water and sanitation, and we work in communities. Of course, we'll have those vulnerable people in our working environment. We need to put a system in place for us to be able to achieve that target of redress of any gender-based violence.
For Joy News, my name is Nana Boache Dankwa Yadom, Kumasi.